are you targeting Labour Party instead of just Gladys Liu?
No. Yeah, thank you for your question. I think that's a message that I said in some interviews, and I would like to get it out again. The Liberal Party has done some good stuff when it comes to stopping CCP infiltration and stopping CCP expansion. But is it completely clean? No. And Gladys is a big example, right? This event, we are targeting networks and pockets of interests, right? But we are not targeting any major parties. I think the rage that you see in the video is not targeted towards Liberal Party. It's targeted towards Gladys Liu and people like her, right? And also it's targeted against all major parties for their inability to look into themselves, for their inability to monitor their own parties for conduct. Right. I think that's... Okay. Yeah.
I understand you want to set Gladys Liu as an example.
Yeah.
Okay, like her head on the stake as an example. So, but you know the rule of the game, okay? Yeah. If you put Gladys Liu last, which means that it will benefit the other big party, which is the Labour Party.
Yeah,
definitely. Because last election, Gladys will win the Chisholm by only, I think, 1,000 votes. So you targeting Gladys Liu will benefit the Labour Party.
Yeah.
Which makes me, how can I say it? Because I can share you an article which was written on ABC, which was written in 2019, I think it's September 2019.
Yeah.
It's by Kevin Yan, a lawyer and also a Hong Kong Australian. The title is, Where has the ALP, which is the Australian Labour Party, gone when Hong Kong needs it most? And I'm going to give you some very important quotes. One of the subtitle is, Labour has stayed silent, back in September 2019.
Yeah.
When you needed the assistance the most, I guess. And the second quote is, the most vociferous Australian political voices of support for Hong Kong and against CCP comes from the hard right of the Liberal Party. I guess that's the fraction Gladys Liu is in. I'm not sure she's in the hard right of the Liberal Party. And the most important quote, to give their purported core values, mainstream progressive groups, including Labour Party, ought to be on the front lines in speaking up for the courageous people of Hong Kong, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So my observation is that the Labour Party, especially Labour left, has been very sluggish, even reluctant to voice support for Hong Kong.
Yeah.
For democracy. So, do you know the Labour's candidate for Chisholm for this next election?
I haven't talked to her, no.
The name is Karina Garland.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm aware of the name.
Yeah, Karina Garland. She is from the Labour left of Victoria.
Yeah.
She is a socialist left. She's publicly a socialist left.
Comrades.
Yeah.
Which means the fraction she is in was the least supportive of Hong Kong movement, of the democracy movement in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Which means if you put Gladys last, you will send her up.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I think I have a lot of answers. I think I'll just comment firstly on the article, right? I think, well, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but then I think there's a bit of a personal agenda there. Like, is everybody in
By the way, Kevin Yan was a long-time Labour supporter. That's why he wrote that article. It was indeed an opinion article. Okay, it's not an editorial article, but he said that he said that he has been a Labour supporter for like tens of years.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll just refresh and do all the answers again.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So in regards to so maybe it's just me being a bit taken. Okay, so maybe it's just me and my experiences that formed my views this way. But my view is that not a lot of Western political parties or political parties outside in the Western world really supported Hong Kong. Like, I think it's like we said, right? Like Liberal Party says a lot of things about Hong Kong, says a lot of things about China, but they're allowing Gladys Liu to stay. So what's happening there? Like it's a lot of the times support for Hong Kong is done in a purely performative stance. Mm-hmm. It doesn't translate to anything. It's just virtue signaling, saying that they love human rights and democracy, making the brand look nice. You know, I think that's a one thing we have to like look back and see situation for what it is. But then the second thing is I agree. I definitely agree that the Labour left is very sluggish in that in condemning situations there. And I think Labour, like I said, like Christina Cornelia, right? A lot of other people inside Labour,
she too.
So like I'm definitely not like a Labour supporter, but then I think we should look, because I've heard that before, but then we should look back, like take a step back and see, well, next election, once this movement keeps going, we'll target, if there's another blatant or somewhat blatant example of Labour politicians being in bed with the United Front, then we'll target them. I think that's I think that's the positioning of our minor party. We are not bounded by the left-right divide. We are not bounded by any of the traditional concepts of, who says what, who likes what, you know, who's on what side. What we are purely concerned about, and it's facts, right? It's the facts, it's the material ties that cannot be denied. And like for Gladys, you cannot deny that she used to be, or that she has suspicious ties with the United Front. And should another candidate from another party also have that, we'll target them instead. So I think it's a bit counterintuitive.
But there's one thing. If the politicians, they stay silent, they stay quiet, they don't show their support or don't show their opposition. How about those?
Yeah. So I think that's a very interesting question to throw back to the views, right? And
I mean, Gladys Liu, she did say something supportive about Hong Kong movement.
Yeah,
she did say something. No matter how sincere she was saying those things, she did say those things. But I never heard this Karina Garland say anything about the democratic movement in Hong Kong.
I understand. I think, well, I cannot answer for everyone. So I think that's a question that I'll post this question to all the views, right? Like, look at Chisholm, like you said, like use Chisholm as an example. Mm-hmm. On our left hand, we've got Christina Garland with the views that she's entitled to, whatever she believes in, right? She has, well, at least we don't know, or at least we have no proof that she has ties with the United Front Party. Right?
Yep.
And then on the other hand, we've got Gladys, who actually very possibly has ties with the United Front. And we're talking about, you know, sharing of resources, sharing of data of people in Chisholm, sharing of all those stuff with the CCP, possibly. Mm-hmm. But she says some, you know, nice fancy stuff about Hong Kong, nice fancy stuff about like this is something we have to choose, right? And I'm completely aware that it's not the best situation to be in, and we don't want to choose from a bad orange and a bad apple, right? It's both bad. But then the situation is, do we want material ties but with good words, or do we want no ties but with, you know, no words? You know, so that's a question for voters. But my personal thinking and the reason why I'm doing this election, well, firstly, you know, I would have campaigned for the Labour politician if I thought that the Labour winning is going to change things, or if I think that Christina winning over Gladys is going to change things. You know, that's why we've got Vote Max Mok. You know, I'm still, at the end of the day, as much of an attack campaign this is, I'm still running on my own platform. I've got my own political views that is different from the Labour Party. And so, well, at the end of despite the overarching theme of foreign interference, we still have our own party, which is the Drew Pathway Democratic Alliance. Mm-hmm. And we have got very multifaceted views on Australian politics. And at the end of the day, we still want to get a go at trying to get Australia back on tracks and try to make it better. So I'm not pandering to other side of the party because we've got our own party, right? So that's my answer there. And then, but just to add on to that a bit more, the reason why, well, just I've said that enough times, but then attacking Gladys right now, or putting Gladys on my the first line of my slogan right now, is because I've had a lot of, well, I think I've seen a lot of cynical politicians. I've seen a lot of politicians lie. I think we all have. And I think it is time, especially for situations regarding the CCP, when we are dealing with the second largest economy up north, right? When there's so much relations, businesses, and other intricate stuff going on. I think words don't matter. Well, words matter, they're good, but can we judge a person, or can we judge a candidate purely on her statements? I think that's a very big question. I would like to look at the material ties. I would like to look into what personal relations or what material interest relations they actually have. And that's what I care about. Are they connected, or how close are they with the Chinese Communist Party and the United Front Works Department? That's I think what we should look at scientifically. Yeah.
In your response to Gladys Liu's response to the SBS Cantonese report, you say that you expect a public debate with Gladys Liu, right?
Yes.
If we did something like very positive to you, publicly condemn CCP, then you will let her go?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So like I said, we have no beef, we have no personal issues with the Liberal Party in Chisholm, right? If they change a candidate to run in Gladys's place, well, the campaign doesn't, right? Well, it stops being like attacking campaign because there's nobody for us to attack. You know, the first situation, there's still time right now. My message to the Liberal Party, if we've tried to talk to Liberal Party people, right? And some of them don't think it's possible, but this message still stands. The deal is still there. If Addis is disendorsed and someone else takes her place that doesn't have ties with the United Front Works Department, then the campaign ceases to become an attack campaign. It will just be promoting my political ideology. It will be about vote Max Mok, right? Put Gladys last, gets deleted. It will just be vote Max Mok, and I'll talk about my politics in a much more friendlier way. Because, but then there's another situation. If there is a public debate, another situation outside the disendorsing, if she's willing to make campaign promises that people can account to her for. So like, let's say Gladys says something like, she's willing to commit herself to push through sanctions or push through positive measures against because she's got the right to do it. She's a federal member. She's got the electoral power to do it, right? Yeah. If she's willing to commit herself to actual policies, and then make it a campaign promise to push them through. If not, she'll retire. If she makes that kind of promise, then I'll pull off as well. Because I think...
what kind of policies? Like, what kind of a policy? Like aggressive policies towards the CCP?
Yeah. So I think sanctioning is definitely one. And I think...
Wait. Australian sanction China?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think act on certain... take immediate action to sanction or condemn, or not condemn, because that's just words, but like sanction and take actions against companies in Australia that are still employing Uyghur labor and Uyghur cotton. I think that's a really big thing. And then basically companies in Australia that are still having using exploitative resources in China. I think take immediate and positive actions against these companies. That's another big thing. And then I think another thing is the lifeboat policy right now is not good enough. Outside of Hong Kong, I've had friends, youths like me, that are trying to seek a better life outside of China. Right? These are Chinese youths we're talking about, and the lifeboat policy doesn't include them. And I think a more comprehensive and a bigger, more welcoming policy to everybody who wants to get out of the region.
You mean refugees? Refugees?
Basically, yeah. Make just like what they did years ago with other sorts of refugees. Make a program for political refugees, and don't talk to me about getting money, getting investment, immigration, stuff like that. We don't want that. A lot of lower class or lower class people needs to get out, and that's the truth. I mean, in Hong Kong, protesters need to get out. In China, the Chinese youth that I've talked to, they aren't very rich, but they want to seek a new life in Australia. They should have that chance, I think. Yeah.
I don't think that kind of expectation can be delivered by Gladys Liu.
So that's what I say, yeah.
I don't think so. Not just Gladys Liu, not any other backbench MP. I don't think they can make that kind of but if they instead of doing actions, if they say I support, I will vote yes if someone raised the bill. I mean, would that be enough?
For other people maybe, but for Gladys no, because I think it's like
someone with a crime history.
It's like a balance, right? It's like a balance because she has so much suspicion on her. She has a lot to prove, so she has to use very big actions as well to really back her words up. I think if she was just a regular politician, then just say you support it, and I wouldn't have a problem with it because she has so much to prove. She has a lot to prove.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One of my followers actually commented in my last video, which is about your candidacy in the election. He said that you are a big fan of Bernie Sanders. Are you?
I don't know.
No,
where he
you have no idea who Bernie Sanders is.
No, I mean I know who Bernie Sanders is, but I don't think I don't think I would say I'm a diehard fan of Bernie. No.
Do you call yourself a socialist?
I wouldn't think so. No.
Okay, so what kind of you have to find a place in the political spectrum, where will you put yourself?
I would put myself in around the center left.
Center left.
Yeah, but I'll have to make a distinction here. I think because there's like socially left and culturally left, and then there's economically left, right?
Yeah.
I think in terms of economics, I'm not exactly left wing, right?
Okay.
I think small businesses, I mean that's all. I think a lot of immigrants come here, even my family or families that I know, to start small businesses, and you can't just tell them like I'm in that way. I don't think capitalism should be destroyed or something, as opposed to a lot of other candidates running this election. But culturally, I think, do we want Australia to be more diverse and multicultural? For sure. I think, do we want Australia to be inclusive to all opinions? I think for sure. Yeah. So does that make me left-wing? I mean, if that makes me left-wing, then so be it. Then I will be a leftist. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to do a test to you about that. I'm going to do a test with you, okay? I'm going to name some policy suggestions or some pure political opinions, okay? You can say that you are for it or you against it.
Yeah.
Okay? The first one, voter ID.
Voter ID.
Yeah, because the Morrison government, I think it's just to have this bill about anyone who votes have to present a document of identity.
Yeah.
And the Labour Party is against it. Are you against this bill?
Well, I haven't. I've looked into it, but I haven't got a solid stance.
It's all right. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, free college. By Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be completely straightforward here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think when I was studying university, I took Commonwealth assistance. Took the Australian assistance for help. I think that helped me a lot already. Do I think it could be better? Maybe. But do we want it to? Does it need to be like completely free with no debts? I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But for international students, though, I think there could be some negotiations there. I think the international students, because a lot of my friends are international students, I think some of them are a bit exploited by the current administrations. So I think there should be more lenient measures when it comes to international students. Yeah.
Okay, so you are not against. First of all, you don't support free college right now, but you don't think it's a ridiculous idea either.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it should be banned right out of the gate. I think it's a meaningful discussion.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The third one, vaccination mandate.
I'm opposing it. No.
You're opposing it? All right.
I mean, Yeah. Do I need to elaborate? Do you think?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I mean, not coming from Hong Kong, just coming from the China region, right? Like, I think surveillance gets a lot of people paranoid. Like, I'm very afraid of surveillance. And do we just not just vaccine mandate, even the vaccine passport, right? Like, do we want an app to track where we are? Like, do we want it? Because we have already seen cases in China. I think I saw it on the news yesterday or the day before. They're using it to track people that has nothing to do with vaccinations. It's just data to them. And so in that stance, I'm completely against the mandate and against all kinds of surveillance.
Okay. How about Australia leading the inquiry to the source of coronavirus?
I'm in support of it. Yeah.
Okay. How about, I guess I know the answer to this. signing Belt and Road Initiative or memo with CCP by federal and state government? No?
Yeah, no, I'm against it. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the last one is very sensitive. Okay. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Comrades.
Yeah.
You're for it?
Sorry?
You're for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think that's enough for my audience to understand the position of you on this political spectrum enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I am a little bit right to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all right. It's all right.
And I tend to think of this concept. Like, I think Winston Churchill said this, is a quote. He said, anyone who isn't left-wing in his youth has no heart.
Okay.
But anyone who isn't right-wing in his when he ages has no brain.
Has no brain.
I think that's a very fair statement. Yeah, Winston Churchill.
Have brain.
That's right. You know,
you have something to prove.
There's bound to be some differences between the age groups. I think given similar spirits, it's possible to reach compromises. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fantastic! It's such a great chat with you,
Thank you,
Max. So I wish you good luck, not only in this election but also in the long future.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.